Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. First things first, guys, make sure you smash a like and make sure you subscribe if you're new round here, guys. Remember, at 5,000 subscribers, there'll be a Chelsea training shirt giveaway from the new range for the upcoming season. So to be in the chance of winning, subscribe to the channel. The quicker we get to 5K, the quicker you'll have a chance of getting your hands on one of those. And let's dive into today's video, a bit of a news video for you guys today. So a little bit of news has been happening over the last few days, and obviously last night, Friday night, Chelsea agreed a deal for another youngster. Yes, another one, as DJ Khaled would say. Brazilian 18-year-old striker Deivid Washington is set to join Chelsea for 20 million euros from Santos, and I think the plan is to loan him to Strasbourg. Again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know anything about this guy, because until last night, I hadn't heard of him at all. Didn't even know he existed. So, yeah, it's another one of those. Does that mean we're going to end our interest in Eli Wahi? Again, Chelsea have submitted around 30 million euros for him. Montpellier want closer to 40. Fulham, West Ham, and Eintracht Frankfurt are all interested in his services. Now, I don't know if this means we're not going to go for him anymore, but we are running the risk of, having way too many youngsters now and stockpiling them. Look, we've already spent big money this summer in terms of we've bought in Angelo, we've bought in Ugachukwu, and now we're bringing in, obviously, Washington as well. Now, this is where people get a little bit confused, guys. This is not... Chelsea aren't operating with one bank account. We're not taking money out of the Caicedo funds to spend on Washington and these youngsters. There's separate funds allocated. There'll be a certain amount of money allocated to these development signings, these young talent signings, and there'll be a certain amount of money allocated to the first team signings as well. So it's not like, when people say, we could have just added that extra 20 million euros onto the Caicedo deal. It doesn't work like that. We're not taking money away from the Caicedo funds to buy Washington. They're two separate budgets that have been allocated. So I just wanted to clear that out. Chelsea aren't operating just out of one bank account, and it's not some sort of joint account where we need permission and two people's signatures to spend the money. So yeah, look, another young signings come in. Do we need it? Arguably not. Do we know how successful these signings are going to be? Absolutely not. We're not going to know the answers to that for a couple of years, people. We're not going to know it for a season or two at the earliest. But I look at it and I think this is kind of a win-win from in Chelsea's perspective. Football, first and foremost, is a business, and you want to make money. And Chelsea are signing young players in the hope that they'll obviously pick them up on the cheap and they'll turn out well for the first team. But law of averages, not all these signings will work out. But with the age they're being signed at and the fee that they're being signed for, they've got great resale value, and Chelsea will be hoping that they can turn these guys on for a profit, because that is another part of the business, is to make money off these players as well and flip them for a profit. And at the age they're at, there's certainly resale value there. Some will work out for the first team and some won't. And that's just the way it goes. But I think from a Chelsea perspective, it is win-win. And you can see, finally, for the first time in a long time, it feels like we've got a legit scouting system, and we are uncovering potentially some very, very good players for, in this day and age, very decent fees. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how these youngsters do. We're not going to know how it's going to go for a couple of years, as I said. But, yeah, it's another young signing through the door. Let's wait and see if it has any impact on the pursuit of Wahi. But, yeah, Deivid Washington seems to be on his way to Stamford Bridge and will probably go out on loan to Strasbourg. And it looks like they're going to make Strasbourg into a very, very decent side who could potentially be contending for European spots in Liga next season under Patrick Vieira. So let's wait and see what happens with that. But yeah, Deivid Washington, 20 million euros, Santos to Chelsea for the 18-year-old Brazilian forward is going to happen. In terms of signings for the first team, still no real update on that, guys. The Moises Caicedo deal, Chelsea are still there. They're still working on it. They haven't walked away from it. And a new bid should be imminent at some point. Is it going to happen before the Liverpool game? I think highly unlikely. For Caicedo to feature in the first game of the season, people, we're going to need him. We're going to need to get that here we go on Thursday at the latest, because he'll need to be registered by midday on Friday to take part in the first round of Premier League fixtures. So we are massively up against it for that one. My guess would be he'll be in place for the West Ham game to make his debut. I just don't think we've left ourselves enough time to get this one done before them, but I'm still confident that it will happen. We've also had Robert Sanchez, guys, signing his 7-year contract at Chelsea. He was unveiled this morning, Saturday morning. He's excited to be at the club, and I think he's a good goalkeeper. You know, I've given my thoughts on him before, but Chelsea view it as Sanchez as a long-term number one. So in terms of, you know, Nathan Gissing reporting that Chelsea see Santos displacing Kepa at number one and will be the number one for the foreseeable future. I mean, I'm not saying that we're not going to go and sign a number one next summer, but you never know. You know, you never know with Chelsea. This could be the answer that they're looking for, and then we're going to sign a number two next summer. But yeah, Sanchez is excited to be at the club. He's looking forward to being here, and let's hope he can rediscover the form that he has shown when he was the Brighton number one. But yes, 7-year contract. It's long, but he's happy to be here, and let's wait and see how he does. I'm not going to judge him until he's played. So yeah, let's wait and see on that front. In terms of Lewis Hall and Ian Maatsen, guys, Lewis Hall is very, very close now to a loan to Crystal Palace. I think that's a great move for him. Yes, Roy Hodgson's not the most progressive manager, of course, but Crystal Palace and Chelsea have done good business in the past, obviously, to success as well. Loftus-Cheek and Conor Gallagher going on loan there and doing very well. We sold Mark Guehi to the club as well a couple summers ago, and he's done very well there already, shown great leadership qualities. He's already the club captain. So Chelsea and Palace have got good business relationship and good success of players going to the club from Chelsea. And I think Lewis Hall would be another one. He's certainly, look, he's good enough to play a part in the first team, but we've got a Mark Correa-sized problem that is preventing him probably this season from playing there. So yeah, Hall go out on loan to Crystal Palace, and at this stage in his career, he's got 3 years left on his contract after the club activated an option for another year. There's no rush for him to sign a new long-term contract. I think it's wise from him not to at this point in time. Go out on loan, see what the lie of the land is next summer, sell Correa. He'll have 2 years left on his deal, and then he'll be able to see whether his long-term future's at the club or not. I suspect that it is, but yeah, a loan for Hall is best at this point in time. We've seen Ian Maatsen go out on 2 loans to great success, and Lewis Hall, in his fledgling senior career, hasn't played a lot of football. So to go out to Crystal Palace and play most weeks is going to be absolutely massive for him. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how he develops and, you know, him really showing the league how much of a talent he is. It'll be interesting to see whether he plays at left back, whether he plays in midfield, or whether it's a combination of the two. So yeah, definitely a great loan move for him. In terms of Ian Maatsen, he's been verbally offered a new contract through his agents. So I think that's a great thing for the club. Maatsen at the start of the window was up for sale for around £25 million, but he's really impressed in pre-season, and he looks set to sign a new contract and be part of the first team squad. I'm not really sure where he's going to play a part in terms of whether it's going to be left back. I think unlikely, but he's proven that he's very versatile, can play across the front, whether as a 10 or left or right. So I think he's one of those versatile players, and he could be one of those like Saka, like Gareth Bale, that started his career as a left back, but develops into a more attacking player as he gets older. And the beauty of, you know, the way that we're developing players at Cobham and stuff is that they seem to be very versatile and very accomplished in a number of positions. So yeah, for me, Ian Maatsen wasn't really a player that I considered having a Chelsea future next season. I thought he'd be one of the first to be sold, but you know, I'm very wrong on that one. I'm glad to be proven wrong on that one as well, because he looks a top player, 21 years of age, a high ceiling, loads of potential, and Pochettino can certainly get a lot more out of him. In terms of Cucurella, the club are open to offers for him. There was some interest, Newcastle and Atletico Madrid earlier in the window, but Newcastle have subsequently signed Livramento, and I'm not sure Atletico Madrid have got the financial power to pull that deal off. So yeah, you know, Cucurella open to offers, but I just can't see an acceptable offer coming in for him. What, 35, 40 million pounds, I think would be fair for him. I think that's what we're looking to get. But again, it just goes to highlight every day that passes how awful that first window was under Bowley and co. You know, signing players with no footballing structure in place. Fofana, it was the best signing, but he's been just a walking injury at this point in time. He's been very good when he's played, but he's hardly been available. Cucurella's not worked out at all yet. Sterling hasn't worked out at all yet. Aubameyang's gone. He was a disaster. Koulibaly's gone. So it just goes to show how poor that window was. But Cucurella is definitely one to watch all the way up until deadline day. And just one final little bit of news as well. There was a Fabrice Hawkins, a French journalist who's been pretty good with Chelsea stuff. He broke the Fofana news amongst other things, is that Chelsea have submitted a verbal proposal of around 30 million euros, 25 million pounds for Michael Olise. The release clause is 40 million euros, 35 million pounds there. But Chelsea are waiting for more confirmation on his injury before deciding whether to proceed further or not. Olise picked up a hamstring injury with the French under-21 squad at the Euros. Some reports saying he's going to be out until October. Again, we're not sure there's no real time frame on that yet, but that's going to affect Chelsea's moving, I think, on this one. But it's clear that we do need another number 10 profile, number 10 winger profile. Whether it's Olise or whether it's Mohamed Kudus, both have got their plus points. Both are very good. I'd be happy with either one. Olise, very creative. I think 11 or 12 assists in the Premier League last season. Goal scoring, not as good. He's a good set piece taker. Kudus probably fits the Pochettino system more versatile, got that Champions League experience, has got more of an eye for goal. But I would really be happy with either one of them. But with Nkunku's injury, Chelsea really do need to get a move on with signing one of these two players. Yes, we've got Gallagher. Yes, we've got Chukwuemeka and Maatsen potentially that can play in the 10. But I think moving forward to complete the squad, we certainly need to sign one of those two players. So yeah, guys, that's the Chelsea transfer update, Chelsea news update there, people. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you smash a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, guys. When we get to 5K, there'll be a Chelsea training top giveaway. So make sure you subscribe to be in with a chance of winning. The quicker you subscribe, and the more of you that subscribe, then the quicker we'll get to 5K and the quicker that giveaway will take place. So yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Smash a like. Take care. I'll catch you again in another video soon. Up the Chelsea and peace out, people.